So the video is entitled How Scripted Life is Ruining Real Life, and this should be a phenomenon that you see and you know yourself. You simply realize that life scenarios get duplicated in the movies, but in the movies they seem to be timed more perfectly. In the movies, it's just you get this feeling like there's not a beat extra. Like in music time, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, it seems like television is in the same, where if you have more than one beat of time of silence, that is non-entertainment. That should be shunned off of the television. So that is the true answer of why you have such a strange bipolarity. You have such a strange comparison that is always going on, and you have a mimicry going on. You have one mimicking the other, which then mimics the other, which then mimics the other. And what it really comes down to is that the first people who produced the film didn't really know what a big responsibility that they were about to take hold of. Because now, anytime a scene reaches a person before the actual scene in real life scenario comes to them, they will adopt what happened on the scene rather than their true emotions. It also gives them the opinion to feel rather than originating a new, unique one based on the true self-experience of the person. I like to put it as we have a book of predetermined phrases and predetermined responses. And before we had this book, we had to construct this book. And before we started to construct this book, we first had to construct language. So it's really like it's all very, very, very subjective per person, because a person learns their own unique words throughout their own life. So television becomes sort of this wave that everybody sort of blends into. Everybody sorts to borrow phrases from television, like "for" and "bottoms up," and quite often a person would need to see or notice this an example beforehand to get the same sort of effect that the speaker was intending to. And this sort of reflects a mirror of language in itself, that for any word that exists or any phrase, a person has to pre-expose themselves to that thing in real life in their own scenario themselves. So there is such a varying in life from person to person based on the language itself. And this kind of draws parallels with the Bible and God, because if you know God in the Bible through actions of words that bring you trust, then you're going to feel a trust feeling with him. If you know God and Jesus through words that bring you betrayal, then you're going to feel a betrayed feeling. And this all has to deal with your pre-exposed scenarios, being abused or being lied to. This is all a very X factor in life. This is all variant in life. This is very subjective from person to person. And what it's doing is it's like forcing a bit of uncomfort or discomfort, forcing what is called awkwardness. When the scene and what you didn't match the scene, or maybe what you did matched the scene instead of what you should have done, which was more humble and unique or more dynamic of a response. So by us grabbing and borrowing from television and scenes, we are losing our own character, we are losing our own personality and the uniqueness, and more importantly, we're losing the understanding that we're supposed to have within ourselves, because sometimes words already lead in sounding like words we've heard before, so we go ahead and assume right away they were going in that direction. This is very common, and this happens all the time with different phrases in life. The only way to truly understand someone really is to have them reiterate what they say in a different way multiple times. We don't have the patience to do these kinds of things. So that's why I just wanted to draw a parallel between scripted life, basically, and real life. And to say that scripted life, there's not a beat missing, there's not a beat out of it entertainment, and in real life, we're often wondering and needing to rev our engines of thought, if you will, of what to do in response. Thank you for listening.